From the CyberHub bunker and studio, you're tuning in to the podcast. And now for your host and CISO, James Azar.
Hey folks, good morning. How are you today on this beautiful Tuesday morning, the last Tuesday of this year? Take that in, let it sink, enjoy it. Now, before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to our podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, get notification every time we post our podcast. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast listening platform, please make sure to subscribe as well and give us a 5-star review. And most importantly, share our podcast with your friends and colleagues so that they can get up-to-date, practical cybersecurity news. Our entire Practitioner Brief can be found on our website at cyberhubpodcast.com, so you can go there and grab that. So before we get started on today's podcast, I've got 3 distinct stories I want to talk about. CISA has released a Azure and Microsoft 365 malicious activity detection tool. Microsoft has improperly patched an exploited Windows vulnerability, creating an additional 0-day to the one that we're trying to patch. And a multi-platform card skimmer has been found on Shopify, BigCommerce, and many other platforms. Something extremely advanced, especially in these times. So tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, folks, unless something drastically changes on the marketplace, I'm going to be doing a 2020 wrap-up. Most likely I'll do that New Year's Eve. So on Thursday morning, I'll do kind of like a wrap-up of 2020, but nonetheless, I'll be doing that. Next week, next Monday, this segment will be going live, folks, every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be going live. You'll be able to see all the stories. I'll no longer read off a piece of paper. You can go to our YouTube channel now and subscribe there. You can go to our LinkedIn channel and follow our page, or follow me, James J. Azar, on LinkedIn, as well on Twitter at the CyberHub Podcast, and Facebook, CyberHub Podcast as well. I'm going to be doing a live stream. You can comment while I'm on the live stream and we talk about the stories. You can ask questions. It'll be far more interactive rather than just me telling you what's going on. You can ask questions. The point of the live stream is we'll do 10 minutes where I go over everything, and then if there's a bunch of questions and comments and so forth, we'll stay on, and that'll just be exclusively live. But the audio version and the real video version will all stay 10 minutes, folks. So just keep that in mind. Unless you tune in live, then you can hang out with us a little bit more. So now let's get right into today's Practitioner Brief. CISA has released a PowerShell-based tool that helps detect potentially compromised application and accounts in the Azure Microsoft 365 environment. This comes after Microsoft disclosed how stolen credentials and access tokens are actively being used by threat actors to target Azure customers. CISA has created a free tool, according to the agency, for detecting unusual and potentially malicious activity. The tool is intended for use by incident responders and is narrowly focused on activity that is endemic to the recent identity and authentication-based attacks seen in multiple sectors. The PowerShell-based tool, created by CISA's cloud forensics team and dubbed Sparrow, can be used to narrow down larger sets of investigation modules and telemetry to those specific to recent attacks on federated identity sources and applications. Sparrow checks the unified Azure Microsoft 365 audit logs for indicators of compromise, lists Azure AD domains, and checks Azure service principals and their Microsoft Graph API permissions to discover potential malicious activity. We're testing it today, so I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. We've downloaded the tool. We're getting ready to execute it on a test environment today. We're plugging in some stuff to see if it can actually detect malicious activity. Very excited. I'll report on this tomorrow. So CrowdStrike, by the way, has also done a similar Azure CRT tool that's free on their website. So you can also go and check out the CrowdStrike tool. I know that today we here at the podcast, as a CISO, I am testing this tool. I'll be taking some initial shots and kind of like a vlog about it, and I'll post it on our YouTube channel and on our LinkedIn and Facebook page, so you can go check it out there. Google Project Zero has disclosed a Windows 0-day vulnerability caused by the improper fix for CVE 2020-09-86, a security flaw abused in a campaign dubbed Operation Powerfall. The new CVE, tracked as 17008, was reported to Microsoft on September 24th, and Project Zero's policy is that they report it 90 days later, which was December 23rd. Microsoft missed the patch deadline. Kaspersky published information about this. Same thing with several other organizations. Essentially, this vulnerability allows for escalation of privileges. Several people said that the Microsoft fix was faulty because it simply changed the pointers to offsets, failing to prevent an attacker to control the args to the memcpy. There's also been a proof of concept code targeting CVE 2021-7008, noting that the exploit is an adaptation of the proof of concept that Kaspersky released for 09 or 86. So keeping that in mind, Microsoft said that they plan to address this next month on Patch Tuesday in January, so it should be released there. I hope so. I mean, Microsoft's been pretty good at this stuff, so they'll get this done. Our final story of the day is we all online shop, guys, right? We all have family that online shops, and we know that card skimmers, the Mac card attacks, they're all very, very real and happen all the time. Well, a recently discovered multi-platform credit card skimmer can harvest payment info and compromise stores powered by Shopify, BigCommerce, ZenCard, and WooCommerce. Those are the 4 largest e-commerce platforms in the world. The new skimmer can also abuse hosted e-commerce systems, and researchers at Sensec said that they have seen the custom script. It creates a fake payment page, so you're actually putting in your information on a fake payment page, and you're hitting proceed, and then they exploit that fake payment page to harvest your credit card data. Given that this attack has been going on since at least August or September, understand, so we all know many people did Christmas shopping this year online. Very few people went to the malls, especially with a lot of the COVID restrictions and so forth. Or if you did go, you went to an outdoor kind of place and you shopped around. And then, I did some holiday shopping and I saw that as well. This is significant. This has implications. One tip: buy a prepaid Visa card, folks. Attach it on the Visa prepaid to your bank account. Put as much money as you're going to spend on it for that purchase, and that's it. It's really that simple. And then even if they skim your card, they've got nothing. If you're compromised, it's nothing. Instead of compromising your credit cards and your bank cards and having to go to the bank and dispute it and so forth. So just keep that in mind. It's a good hygiene tool, and it's one that we should all be using. That's it for our Practitioner Brief here today, folks. A little bit short on time, but hey, it's perfect. We'll be back with more tomorrow. Thursday, I'll be doing a wrap-up of 2020, kind of a summary of sorts of what this year has given to us. I've been doing research on this for a few weeks now, building up for 2020 for this Thursday episode. It'll be a lot of fun, so you can tune into that. Until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe and share. And until tomorrow, guys, have a great rest of your day and stay cyber safe.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform.